Hey, good morning, everybody. I hope your weekend is off to a good start, and we are back with another weekly video to give you a market update and share with you some of my swing ideas for next week. Before I get started, just want to say, remember today's video is for educational purposes only, and that whatever we discuss is not to be construed as investment advice. Keep in mind also that trading is risky, and without the proper education and discipline, one can lose a lot of money, of course. Market, I say the same thing almost every single week. Remains just in a super trend, in a super uptrend that never ever breaks. I mean, this kind of a trend is extremely hard to break. It only breaks when it accelerates or when we get. There are actually three different ways, but the two more common ways is when we accelerate. If we accelerate, accelerate means we start to print these wide range green bars, 1, 2, 3 maybe, and then it collapses. Or if we gap below a pivot, some shocking news about something really major, geopolitical, or something really significant, then the market can gap and then never look back. Okay, so barring any of these two events, this trend usually lasts forever until it doesn't, until it breaks, right? If you don't believe me, just look at this. See it? It slides through resistance like it wasn't there. Okay, we had one red bar since December of 2018. I mean, that's nuts. That's really, really strong. So don't bet against it when you have a daily grind like this. Don't bet against it, again, until we accelerate. We have also established a new pivot. So this is kind of going to be the new line in the sand, 186.87 is the low of this pivot. We must not break it. If we do, then that would constitute a break of the uptrend. So that's 186.87. And bias remains bullish. We had a big green bar on Friday. I guess that's not such a big green bar, but because we gapped and then moved up to the top of the base. So we might actually go sideways on Monday, tomorrow. But the bias definitely remains bullish until again we either break the trend by gapping or we accelerate. There is a third way in which we can break this trend, but it's not relevant at the moment, so I just don't want to waste your time discussing it. On to the swing ideas for next week. I have the following. I have CN, which I'm already in, but I'm looking to add to it. It's a weekly buy setup. Here it is. It's a weekly buy setup, pull back to the rising 20, and I like it long over the base. Stop obviously under it. I got in it like 3 weeks ago at least. And my original stop was right here, but I'm going to raise my stop as soon as this is taken out. I'm raising my stop to 37.87, I think. 37.89, right? Okay, so that's the CN. One of my favorite ideas for next week. CNSL is a Climo long. This was a $12 stock just a couple weeks ago, maybe a month ago, right? Not quite a month ago, and fell apart. And at the moment, it's starting to look higher. The issue with it is when I'm looking to go against the trend on the daily chart, this is in a downtrend, looking to go against the trend, I have to have a certain pattern set up on the hourly chart. Okay? We call that a transition A breakout, and I don't see it there yet. So this is not something I'm gonna be doing on Monday unless the hourly chart sets up the way I want. Okay? So this is not quite ready unless it sets up the way I want. A CVLT is another pseudo tactic buy. Entry for this would be over this bar's high, 53.11, stop under $52. Okay? CVLT. Fun is very interesting. Tight base. If it breaks out above it, we could see it get to the 20 MA, the 200 MA, which is the right line, the red line on the chart. That's $27, around $27. So that would be a 300% a 200% increase, I guess. Looks nice. Looks good. Of course, don't need to tell you, but fun is no fun if it goes against you. It is extremely wild. At the end of last year, was it $10 stock, I think? Yes, it was, well, 10 to 15 at the end of last year. See, 10 bucks, 10, 15. And then in a few days, in a matter of literally 6 days, it went to $550. When you see something like this, I know you naturally are going to start drooling. But the truth is, those are not the kind of stocks that you want to look to make a living from, because when they go up like crazy like this, they can also drop like crazy. And sometimes you can even get caught. And they start getting halted and you can't get out. That's rare, but the point is, we're in this business not to make a killing and a quick buck and leave town and call it a career. We're in it for the long haul, so we like stability, we like consistency. Something like this is not conducive to what we're trying to do. Having said that, from time to time, one can take advantage of opportunities as they present themselves while being extra careful at the same time. So fun is very interesting, but be very, very careful. VLRX is a transition A on the daily chart. It's a penny stock. I'm actually not in love with it, but it is setting up as a transition A, because when it's not because it's a penny stock. I don't mind the price of the stock. I don't mind if it's 33 cents or $3,390. I don't care about the price of the stock. It's actually much easier for a 33-cent stock to go up to 60 cents for 100% gain almost, than for a $3,000 stock to go to 6,000. Does that make sense? It's a lot easier for a small price stock to double and triple than it is for a high price stock to do the same. But when I'm looking for a transition A on the daily chart, I like to have an arch. I like to have a nice rounding bottom. So as you can see, that's the 20 period moving average, is a bit flat. Let me change the color on this chart real quick, just so that it's, I think, clearer. How about we go with white? I like white. All right. So not, that's not a very roundish bottom, okay? YumC is very, very bullish, has a breakout on the daily chart, setting up as a breakout over the topping tails. Could put the stop under this tail. This is similar to the TTD, but the TTD is much better. Did you get this, by the way, from last week? Mention this as one of the favorite ideas, triggered as an official play for the strategic swing trader members over 116, and it's at 131 now. 231, that is. 216, 231. I'm trailing it bar by bar on the daily chart. Did you get the MAXR, which was a transition A on the daily chart? Mentioned it in last week's video. Triggered on Thursday, out on Friday. Got out at 639 or 640 on Friday. It stayed at the highs, which tells me it's probably going to go higher still on Monday, tomorrow. So, but it went nuts on the intraday chart. When the stock goes climactic, I trail it. I don't keep it because you can give it all back. Here it is. And up, 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 up. Widest bar, biggest volume, trail under 639. Sent out an alert, got out of it myself. Honestly, I got out of it before it even trailed. Somewhere there. But and then it fell hard, and then at the end of the day, it went back up and based at the highs. So that tells me it's probably going to go higher still. But I'm out. If you did it, that's 28% gain in one day. Congratulations. If you're part of the strategic swing trader, you only need to catch one of these to pay for your entire subscription, basically. Okay? So that paid for the whole subscription for the whole year, right? With just 1,000 shares. Imagine if you did 2, 3, 4, because it's a $5 stock. It was. YumC we talked about is a breakout. Okay, moving on to the bearish stocks. We have ALKS basing at the lows, daily lows that is. Usually when stocks base at the lows at prior support, they break below it. Now, the question is, has it based long enough? I'm not sure. So this is a bit aggressive. FTR is also basing at support. When a stock bases at support, you might think, oh, so it's at support. We shouldn't short it. Yes, but if it bases at support, it means it's absorbing the demand and it's not going higher, right? Without moving up. So it's basing at support, absorbing the demand without being able to move up in price. That tells you how weak the stock really is. And then it becomes a short on any breakdown. So the FTR and the ALKS are similar. Netgear is very nice. It's a base breakdown slash sell setup. So just under the lows here, stop above. Okay, I like Netgear. I intend to do it. AT&T has got a sell setup on the daily chart plus a 1, 2, 3. I don't like the brand name stock or the name brand stocks like AT&T. Usually they're very efficient and they don't go very much. But this has a nice pattern on the daily chart. VC triggered for me on Friday, and I'm looking to add to it. Just half a position, looking to add if it takes out Friday's low, 63.74. VTGN is a 1, 2, 3 penny stock, but again, don't let the price of the stock influence your decision. What influences my decision is the price action or the pattern, basically, not the price of the stock. 50-cent stock, and if it drops to 25 cents, you'd still make 50%. $1,000 stock dropping to 500, you'd still only make 50%. It's the same thing. So this is a 1, 2, 3 on VTGN, and then ZGNX has a daily sell setup. Something like this you don't even need to put the stop up here. Could just put it over this topping tail bar is high, or this narrow range bar. That's almost the same, I guess, in this case, right? And then entry right here. So this is a nice looking sell setup. So I showed you some long ideas, some short ideas. If you're in the strategic swing trader as a subscriber, just log into your account, your T3 Live account. You'll see the plays for Monday. Or if you don't want to do that, no problem. You'll get the email, the newsletter first thing on Monday morning before the market open, and with the plays. So you don't even need to do that. I've selected 4 out of about 12 or so. Selected 4 so far. Cryptocurrency. I got an alert in the middle of the night on Friday at like 3 in the morning because Bitcoin had reached target. It actually reached only the bottom of the base. So oftentimes that's Bitcoin. Daily chart, weekly chart of Bitcoin. That was the target. The start of it, the start of the base was, the bottom of the base was about 5,700. And then the top of it, you could say about 7,000, 7,500 or so. And this is what I don't like about trading a 24-hour market is it can get to your target in the middle of the night and you have to take action. So that's the issue. So this already got to target. I've been talking about it every single week since, I don't know, since it was at $4,000. That was the first entry. Okay. So if you took it, you're already at target. Does it have a little more? Sure. It does have a little more. But you can already take it because it's already at target. Okay, if you did it, congratulations. That is Bitcoin. The other altcoins are lagging behind, so I'm not going to waste your time talking about them. They don't look good. I was in Ether also, and I trailed out of Ether a long time ago. It just doesn't look that good. It didn't drop, but it's just not going up with Bitcoin. Actually, Bitcoin is the only cryptocurrency that's moving up at the moment. There are some small ones, altcoins, but they're highly illiquid, so I'm not even trading them. With that, I guess that wraps it up for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. Be sure to check out some of the links that I put in the description of this video. How to, if you want to trade earnings with me, if you want to, like, there's a link in the description of the video for how to trade earnings for 95 bucks. This is what you get with earnings. That's Thursday, 5,800 bucks. That is, that was Wednesday. That's Thursday, $10,000. You only need one of these a quarter, right? Pretty nice, huh? So these are earnings plays. If you want to learn how I do it, how I trade them, I just get in at the end of the day and I get out the next day at the open the next day. If you manage, you can even make more money, and I teach you how to manage also. But because I run the strategic day trader room and I'm trading the open day trading, I can't manage. So what I do is I just get in at the close the day before, companies report earnings, and then I get out the next day at the open. Okay, so all of these are earnings plays. So if you want to learn how to do it, it costs 95 bucks. How about that? 95 bucks. Okay, it's almost free basically. There's a link in the description of the video. It's called Consistently Predict Earnings Announcements for only 95 bucks. If you say, well, I don't want to learn how to do it, I don't want to pick my own earnings, I just want to do it, I just want to follow your calls, then join the Strategic Swing Trader newsletter. You get a newsletter or an email basically towards the end of the day letting you know which stocks I'm picking, and then the next day at the open I get out of them just at the open. Basically I submit orders pre-market and they execute at the open. So very simple. You don't even have to do anything other than get the email, push the buttons, and then enter into the positions. Next day at the open you're out. All right, so that's what I do during earnings season, and currently we're in the middle of the heart of earnings season, so it's pretty active. All right, thanks so much guys. If you found benefit in today's video, feel free to share it. Feel free to click on the like button to let me know you've seen it, you've watched the video, and I hope you have a great rest of the weekend. Hope you have a great trading week next week as well. Talk to you next time. Take care, everybody.